The snow fell hard that morning. It coated the streets in white. Smoke rose from chimneys. The village was quiet. Almost too quiet. Kira, the dragon girl, shivered in the corner. Her scales were fine, but not thick enough for winter. Her small wings hugged her thin frame. She looked smaller than she was. Children passed by with fur coats and scarves. They laughed and played. Kira did not. Her stomach ached from hunger. Her bones ached from cold. She wished someone would notice. No one did. Her home was a small cave near the forest's edge. It had little warmth. Snow piled near the entrance. The wind howled like wild spirits. Kira pulled a tattered blanket closer. It barely covered her. A soft voice called from the village. "Daddy, I want to see the festival." Kira peeked through the trees. A man and his daughter walked toward the village square. The girl wore a bright coat. Her cheeks were rosy. She carried a small lantern. The father held her hand tightly. Kira watched them. She envied the warmth. She envied the care. She wished for just one moment of kindness. The father noticed movement in the trees. He squinted. "Hello," he called. "Is someone there?" Kira froze. Her heart pounded. She had not expected anyone to see her. The girl tugged at her father's hand. "Daddy, someone's hiding." The man took a cautious step closer. He saw Kira crouched in the snow. Her blue eyes were wide. Her scales shimmered faintly under the grey sky. She looked lost. "Are you cold?" he asked gently. Kira nodded. She could not speak. Her voice shook. The father glanced at his daughter. She frowned. "We should help her." Kira's stomach twisted. She had never felt anyone care so much. She nodded again, almost in disbelief. The father walked to his home. He motioned for Kira to follow. She hesitated. Trust did not come easy, but hunger and cold won over fear. She stepped forward. Inside, the home smelled of wood and stew. The fire crackled in the hearth. The father gestured to the seat near the warmth. "Sit, you must be freezing." Kira sank onto the floor. Her tail curled around her. The father disappeared into another room. The daughter watched her silently. Then she handed Kira a small bowl of stew. The smell was rich. It filled Kira's nose. Her stomach growled. "Eat," the girl said. "It's hot. It will help." Kira hesitated, then took the bowl. Her claws trembled. She had not eaten in days. Each spoonful burned with warmth. She could feel the fire of life returning. The father returned with a small bundle. He knelt before Kira. "This was my daughter's coat," he said softly. "It's too small for her now, but it might fit you." Kira stared. The coat was thick and soft. It smelled of home, of warmth, of safety. She could not believe it. "Are you sure?" she whispered. The father nodded. "Yes, you need it more than she does now." Tears pricked Kira's eyes. No one had ever given her anything willingly. She wrapped the coat around herself. It was heavy, warm, and soft. For the first time in years, she felt protected. The daughter smiled. "Now you can play in the snow too." Kira's heart swelled. She wanted to laugh. She wanted to run, but she was shy. She only nodded. Over the next days, Kira visited often. The father provided food. The daughter played games with her. They built snow forts. They shared stories by the fire. Kira learned their names. The father was Elias. The daughter was Leela. They were simple people, but they were kind. Their kindness was extraordinary to Kira. One evening, a storm hit. The wind howled louder than ever. The snow buried the village. Kira shivered in her coat. It kept her warm, but she still feared the storm. Elias placed a hand on her shoulder. "Stay close to the fire," he said. "It will pass." Kira nodded. She felt safe for the first time. Then a knock came at the door. Elias opened it. A neighbor stood outside, teeth chattering. "Your daughter's coat," she said. "It's missing." Kira froze. The coat was hers now. She could not return it, but she could not lie. Elias noticed her expression. He understood. He shook his head. "It's all right," he said. "It's hers to give. She chose you." Kira looked at him. She did not understand fully, but she felt gratitude that went deeper than words. Days passed. Kira grew stronger. She learned to fly short distances. Her wings carried her over the snow. She played with Leela in the forest. They laughed and tumbled in the powder. Elias watched from the village. He saw the joy he had never expected to witness. Kira had changed. She was no longer the shivering dragon girl in the shadows. She was alive. Then one day, trouble came. A blizzard struck. The forest became dangerous. Kira and Lila were trapped behind a wall of snow. The wind ripped at their coats. Kira clutched Lila. "Hold on." Kira shouted. She spread her wings. Her scales glimmered faintly. She carried Lila above the snow. The wind battered them, but she held firm. They reached the village safely. Elias ran to them. He wrapped them in blankets. "You were brave," he said. "Very brave." Kira blushed under the warmth. She had never been called brave before. Winter continued. Kira grew. Her scales thickened naturally. But she still wore the coat. Not for warmth anymore, but for comfort. She learned to trust humans. She learned to care. And she learned something more important. Kindness was stronger than fear. It could change a life. It had changed hers. When spring came, Kira had grown tall. Her wings were strong. She could fly for hours. She still visited Elias and Leela every day. She brought gifts from the forest. Twigs, berries, shiny stones. One day, Lila handed Kira a small scarf. "For you," she said. "To remember me." Kira smiled. "I will." She wrapped it around her neck. It smelled like home. It smelled like love. Elias looked at her. "You are family now," he said simply. "Nothing can change that." Kira nodded. Her heart soared higher than her wings. She had found something she never imagined, a place where she belonged. Years later, the village remembered the dragon girl who had been cold and alone. But they also remembered the human father who gave her warmth. They told the story to children. They told how one small act of kindness could save a life. Kira never forgot. She never would. She carried it in her heart. She carried it in her wings. She carried it in the warmth of a coat once given with love. The snow came and went. Seasons changed. Kira grew wiser, stronger, and more courageous. She learned to protect those who were weak. She learned to be the warmth that others needed. Elias and Leela grew older too, but Kira never left. She had a home now, a family, a life filled with love and care. And every winter, when the first snow fell, Kira would look at her coat. She would remember a human father. She would remember a little girl. She would remember the day her life changed forever. The dragon girl who had nothing found, everything, and it all began with one coat, one act of kindness, and a human heart willing to give. Asterisk.